I had just had a year of being with my sister who had cancer. She did not survive, and it was about 3 months later, and it's time for my mammogram, and they said it was cancer. I wanted to be able to walk to chemo, and I did not want to have to drive into the city at all for this.
I'm born and raised New York City, and cancer treatment to me meant big city hospital. And the most fierce argument we've ever had in our entire marriage, and it's been well over 40 years, was about that issue. And Sandy won out.
When I first saw Sandy, she was diagnosed with a stage 2 breast cancer, but an unusually aggressive one that we call triple negative breast cancer. And she came in with a set of issues.
When my sister Sue had her first round of chemo, she ended up in the hospital that night.
She had something called an alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, and that led to her being hospitalized with very serious complications. So Sandy naturally was concerned about whether she had the same genetic mutation. And in fact, she did have it, but it was a different kind.
And so I had the first round and there was no problems. They were watching closely.
Went to see the urologist because I had a kidney stone. And I went, got the MRI, and the results of the MRI led him to say to me, do you know an oncologist? And I said to him, I happen to. My wife is dealing with one right now.
Bob presented with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but he had had some cardiac issues prior to this. And what we did is we made sure that he was screened by our team of cardiologists, and he did not develop any complications. So he had a little bit of the luck that his wife had, okay? So I guess you can marry luck, and he's in remission. Both Sandy and Bob benefited from the fact that we are connected to New-York-Presbyterian, Columbia, and that they had access to second opinions with the downtown campus. It happens to be that New-York-Presbyterian Columbia is one of 41 National Cancer Institute designated cancer centers in the entire country, so that our patients can access the very best care that's available in this region.
The one remarkable thing that I see happening with New-York-Presbyterian Lawrence is that it has not yet, and hopefully it never will, lose its small town feel.
You walk in and you feel comfortable. I became friendly with the nurse navigator at New-York-Presbyterian Lawrence. And when Bob was diagnosed, Kate was probably the first person I called.
My cancer was stage 4, and Sandy's cancer was stage 2. But despite that, my life continued as it had been. We go to the gym all the time, we take care of ourselves, seeing friends, traveling. It didn't change.